Hello, and welcome to another Flair Fridays. Well, I've talked about it before about paralysis by analysis. Today, I almost got hit by it. I've been contemplating the whole time I've been setting up, which I've taken my time. I have time today, and that's part of the issue because being that I have time, I was contemplating maybe I should do a, how do you call it? A tutorial video, right? But I don't like making tutorial videos. I like sharing my brew session. I like making my coffee with you guys, tasting the coffee, reviewing the coffee. It's all about the coffee, the tools. Of course, we love using the tools and all of that, but I don't like really tutorial videos are very specific and structured, and it's not what I like doing. I like winging it and just sharing my brew session and having some fun, man. It's all about the fun. I don't have a lot of fun doing tutorials. So, but I should, man, I've been going back and forth. Should I do a tutorial? Then I had some ideas as to revisiting the Pietro for espresso. By now, you should have seen the first video, I hope. If not, that's a big spoiler. But, okay, there's been a lot of thoughts, a lot of things. And if this is one of the videos that you want me to get right into the coffee, this is not it. This is not it, man. We're not getting right into it today. As a matter of fact, I had so many things in my mind and so many things that I wanted to perhaps make a video about that I almost got paralysis by analysis. And I just, let's just make my coffee and forget about the video today. We'll tackle this project another day. But I'm going to push forward and make some kind of video because, first of all, what I am going to do is make this coffee. That I will tell you right now. We're going to pull a shot with this. My Flair is out, so obviously the problem has been resolved. If you saw last week's video, we ran into a little issue. I'm going to show you what it is and why it happened. And I think it's a design flaw. Like I always say, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an engineer, but yet I think I can design this equipment better than whoever designed it. But I don't know. You guys tell me if you think I'm wrong. I'm going to show you what the issue was, and I think they could have easily have fixed this. So let me show you what happens. So we are gonna pull a shot of this coffee on the Flair 58, and I'm gonna show you the issue. What else happens here today? I don't know. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna make my coffee and then think about it, or maybe that's all it's gonna be. But I am gonna show you this issue. Now I'm gonna have to hand hold this thing. So I will do my best. Let me remove the focus lock first of all. Okay, there we go. So you're gonna have to look inside the plunger here. Okay, this is the piece that goes up and down by you moving the handle up and down, right? So I'm holding the phone with one hand and doing this with another hand. I don't have a third hand to hold that down. And if you don't, when you press, you see it lifts the whole thing. So you kind of, okay, just keep that in mind. I need my other hand free so I can easily do this. Okay, so what happens is the following, and it just happened. It just happened now. And it had never happened before. So I'm not exactly sure why it's happening, but I'm gonna show you what is happening. If you notice how that it popped out of place, right? You see that? This is not supposed to be up like that. It's supposed to be flush or below. It's supposed to be, you see the other little ear? It's below that metal ring that goes all around the top of the brewing chamber there, or the water chamber. So you see one is below, one is above. So that's why it was not making the seal at the bottom. That's why I couldn't purge all the water out. That's why I had the watery mess on the puck. And that's the reason why when I was pouring up here, it was coming out the bottom, because that was like that at the bottom. So I can push it like that all the way down. It's gonna stay like that. It's not sitting properly. It's not gonna make a seal at the bottom. Okay, so that explains the situation. Now, hold on, I have to hold this thing down. Okay. All right, now, and I think I'm gonna have to do some little bit of editing on this video. I don't think I can, I might have to edit this. Okay, so, now what they should have done, now you need that little, okay, let me see, let me try to get it back in place. Okay, there it goes. Okay, now it's back in place, it's below again, but you see there's a little groove there where it can go in and out. Now, you need that groove because when they send you this thing, it's disassembled, and the way you put the plunger into the chamber, the water chamber, is by aligning the little ear with the groove and putting one side in, and then you twist it and put the other side in. But after you lock it in, it ends up being, the little groove ends up being right where the little ear is. And then every now and then it could get caught like that. It had never happened before. So I don't know. Now, it shouldn't happen if you never go above this thing. So just don't bring it all the way up. But I did not see anywhere in the manual where you can't bring it all the way up, or you shouldn't. Okay, let's pause for a second and explain the situation. Last night, I looked into this problem and realized what the issue was. Once I discovered the problem and placed the plunger back in place, I didn't think this would keep happening. However, as soon as I started recording this video, and being that I had not tested the machine, the problem reappeared. This had never happened before, and I just thought it was a fluke, but as you can see, the problem persists. After I finished this brew session, I took the Flair apart and fixed it. Next Friday, I'll let you know how. I will probably also make a tutorial on the Flair as to how to assemble it, basic functions, and issues to look out for. Okay, let's continue with everything that went wrong today. They could have easily designed the little slot where you push the ear through and for it to end up somewhere here in the middle or something. And it would have avoided this altogether. You could still put it in there. You would have just started from here instead of from there. So maybe I need to do a tutorial so I can explain properly what it is I'm trying to say. Maybe you guys get the picture. But the alignment of this, you can't do anything about that because there's a little Allen key here, right? They send you the little Allen key so you could tighten it down and everything. But when you put this whole entire piece into place and you screw it into place here, this is one piece, this is another piece. Okay, so when you screw it, the heating element and brewing chamber of this whole piece, okay, you put it into place by screwing it into this piece, okay? You twist it until you can no longer go. And then you turn the Allen key and you just tighten it. And then it won't move again, and that's perfect. But the problem is that once you do that, it aligns exactly where this thing is gonna end up at. That's where they should have changed it. They should have made the little slot where the little ear goes through, maybe end up over here in the middle or something. You could still put it together the same way. Everything would work just the same. The only thing is that would not line it up so that when you pull up, it goes over, you know? So most of the time I imagine that if it goes over, it's just gonna go right back down. But as you already saw, that's not the case all the time. So either don't bring it all the way up, or what else could you do? I mean, you just can't go all the way up, or eventually it's probably gonna happen. You know, when yeah, I can't see any other way because there's no other way I can line that up differently. So, all right, I don't know if I explained all of that right, and I just went on a rant for 7 minutes. It might have gotten boring for some. I apologize. Now we're gonna get into the brewing. So, but by now, only my faithful viewers are still here. I lost everyone. You know, it is what it is, man. I had to talk about it. This is something, and that's why I was thinking I should make a tutorial. I should show how to put this whole thing together, okay? It's pretty easy, but it's easier if you see it in a video than if you go through the instructions. So I can show people how to put this whole entire thing together. I can tell them to be on the lookout for this particular little problem, to be on the lookout for the little problem with the locking mechanism not being in place and then it's not locking in like it happened to me in the beginning. So yeah, there's a couple of issues so far that I found with the Flair 58 that I should probably do a tutorial because it might help some people. So, all right, I think we should move forward here. And again, I got the little bit of music playing. And I don't know, but as you guys could see, I'm not very relaxed today. It's not because some days I'm in my little workflow and my little, you know, it's just flowing fine. But today it's been a struggle. And I think this is gonna continue to be a struggle. And it wasn't. I don't understand why all of a sudden, I don't see anything that moved out of place. I don't know, man. But, you know, in the beginning, I said that I see there's a lot of wiggle here. And I don't like that because when you have some mechanism like this that you're actuating, you don't want all this much play. You know, that's just looking for something to fail. Things need to be tighter tolerances and things need to fit together tighter so that all this wiggling around, things are going to happen. Okay, and I suspected that in the beginning, and well, here we are. Here we are. Now, if you own a Flair 58 and you see something here that I did wrong, or that, that's something, I've only had it for a couple months, maybe like 3-4 months, okay? So for a few months, but not that many, okay? Like maybe 4 months. And I've brewed with it by now a bunch of times. I hadn't run into this, but now all of a sudden I have a feeling like I'm gonna keep having this issue. I see it because when I bring this thing all the way up, I see it's popping out, and it did not used to do that. I don't know. Is there anything else here that? Yeah, I don't know why I'm having this issue. All right, so yes, I'm a little rattled up with all this situation. It's got me thinking, and again, I almost had the paralysis by analysis, but we're gonna push forward. I am gonna pull my shot with my Flair. I know what the issue is. I'm gonna disassemble the whole thing, well, not the whole thing. All I need to do is remove this, take a look really carefully, see if anything moved out of place. I'll report back if I find anything out of place, but I don't see how there's any other way of putting this thing together. The little lock is in place properly. I know that for sure. And I already loosened up the Allen key and tried to twist this to a different position, but it doesn't go any further. And it has to be all the way back there, because this is where, let me show you something else. I can't move on. I keep thinking, my mind is racing with all these ideas. But you see, the cable needs to end up here. So if you don't twist this all the way around, your cable's going to end up somewhere else. You would think, well, maybe you can go a little bit farther, because there is still room here for me to push it maybe a little bit farther. But you can't, because I already tried that last night. I loosened this up and I make sure that this had not come a little bit loose and maybe it's not in the right spot. Because if this would end up in a different position, then again, this wouldn't be happening. So, but no, it's all the way as far as you could push it. I locked it into place again. This ended up in the same spot, and this ended up in the same spot, and this still has the possibility of popping out. So now why it had not happened before, that's the weird part about it. Because I imagine by now I would have run into this, and I haven't. It's first time. Maybe it's not a thing. Maybe it just never happens. Maybe it was a coincidence, but I don't think so, because I could see how this is gonna be a potential issue. But I will report back. I'm gonna keep messing with it. I'm gonna take it apart. I will take it completely, because last night all I did was loosen it up and see if it would go any further around, and it just didn't. So I moved it. I moved it as far as I could, and I relocked it, and everything ended up the same way. So, all right, enough about that. Man, what a Flair Friday. Usually it's very relaxing. I'm very calm and with the atmosphere. And today somebody's triggered for sure. Somebody's triggered. Anyway, we will push forward. Maybe after I figure this thing out, I will make the tutorial. I don't like making tutorials, like I just said. It's kind of boring for me. I like doing my brewing sessions and sharing with you guys and tasting the coffee, and that's all the fun part, Yeah, doing tutorials to me is boring. I just gotta say it. But I think it deserves, the Flair 58 deserves a tutorial where I touch on the two issues I've had so far, because I could easily see a lot of people having that issue. And yeah, it's kind of like what helps people discover the channel. They see I have a Flair 58, they see, I cover a couple of issues, and then they watch another couple more videos, they like the brew sessions, and then they become members of our little coffee club. Oh my God, this video is probably already like 12 minutes long or something like that, and I'm not even dosing out. Okay, I have my 18 grams, and I have some of this coffee frozen, so I can always revisit this one later on. But today I do want a shot of espresso. I might make an Americano, depending. Make sure my kettle stays hot. You guys know how now I have to every now and then mess with that. That's something else that I'm having an issue with. Okay, so we're gonna check retention. Getting ahead of myself. Okay, 18. I'm gonna be a grind size 13. 13, 12, 12, 13, 14. All of these light coffees, they've all been somewhere in there. Like all of them, pretty much. I've been grinding them the same. 12, 13, 14, something like that. So today we'll be at 13. Last time we tried 12, we had a great espresso shot. At least this didn't ruin my shot, right? It ended up being nice. So at least that didn't happen. And today it won't happen either, because now I know I have to look out for that. But, it caught me by surprise. And you guys saw what happened. I made a mess. Oh, another thing. Today, I didn't forget this thing. I'm ready. But we'll see if we can catch the first drip. Man, the things that we keep an eye on this channel, right? Like, what kind of nonsense? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Sorry. I don't know. Maybe you get at least a laugh. All right. Man, that would have been so easy to design that so that that little slot doesn't end up there. It needs to end up somewhere else so that, and you would still be able to put it together the same way. It would make no difference. It's funny how in the beginning, I never thought that being an issue, but now I totally see, like, how did they not see that? Like, I don't know. We'll see. I'll report back. Make sure that doesn't time out. Let me show you I keep going back to that, man. Again, that's why the whole thing of paralysis by analysis, because I'm having all these thoughts like, okay, should I show about this problem, set up the cameras, how, and I just I wouldn't get started. And even now, I'm still debating all of that. All right, here's the roast level. You see it always ends up looking like more developed. This looks definitely like some kind of natural or process, like, how do you call that? Like some kind of fermentation process. But most of them are just, well, I have had some naturals. I would imagine this probably is a natural, I don't remember. Okay, well, you see that we are at grind size. If I line up the phone just right, you see, am I? Hold on. Gotta move it just slightly. Okay, that should be grind size 13 right there. All right, let's get on with it. Let's grind this. Wow, I just got the fragrance. Man, that smells so good. Oh my goodness, like baked bread. That's what I got. It smells like baked bread, like freshly baked bread. Oh, what a wonderful smell. Man, part of the joy of grinding your own coffee, you get now it smells so good in the kitchen. Maybe I'm gonna feel a lot better after pulling this shot. Let's see. But I've been so bothered by this situation. All right. Wow. That does smell like some kind of baked bread. I mean, the coffee's there too, but oh man. Wow. I don't remember that from the first time when I first reviewed it. And by the way, this is the very first one I reviewed, the very first one I tasted. It wasn't the first video you saw, because the first video came out on Friday, maybe even the second and the third. I don't know how many before this came out. But this was the actual very first one I reviewed and tasted. Pretty soon, I said by December, for sure, Friday videos and Sunday videos, they're going to be synced. There's no doubt about that. I mean, there's nothing for sure in life. Let me go back again. Almost for sure, most likely, that's what's going to happen. And we will be going live in December. We will be going live. And the other channel, the vlog channel, check it out. It will be live. Oh man, wow. Yeah, I don't remember getting so much on the fragrance. I would need to rewatch my own video because I don't remember, but yeah, I don't remember it smelling so wonderful. Wow, today was next level. Okay, let me see. I didn't get my little rags out. Shout out to Gemini Coffee Tools. Gemini Coffee Tools. They send me these little rags. They send me this puck screen. See it there, Gemini. Check them out on Amazon. They sell some coffee tools, and you know the price is pretty much the same you're gonna find from anyone else. So why not support you know, a business that supports a small YouTube channel like mine? I mean, let's face it, it's not James Hoffman. This is not Lance, or they wouldn't be doing this kind of nonsense. I mean, come on, let's face it. They wouldn't be here fighting with with this thing, and they would go about it a different way. But here's more like what really happens, natural, like life, you know. This is what really happens. Before James makes his edited video by his editor, okay, he fights with the thing just like this, and he's frustrated just like me. But then, you know, when he makes the video, it's a polished, you know, kind of thing, the way it probably most people want to see it. But whatever, we do our own thing, man. That's all I could say. All right. You know, this is a YouTube channel that you could be a part of. Drop in, say hello. I will answer you. That's one of the good things here. You can be a part of it. I want you to be a part of it. That's why I do this. It's the whole reason why I do this. If not, I wouldn't be doing it. Believe me, I wouldn't be recording myself twice a week making coffee. I make coffee every day, but I wouldn't be recording it. I would make videos for sure because I really like it. But yeah, I wouldn't be recording all my brew sessions like this. Not all of them. I make coffee every day. I record a couple of them pretty much every week. Some weeks I have to record more because like now I'm going to be on vacation. So I have to make sure I have enough videos. I've been recording a lot, like a whole bunch. Like last Friday's video, last Flair 58 video, that was, for me, that was yesterday. It's not like it wasn't last week, it was yesterday. All right, so here you see it. WDT looks pretty nice. Hopefully I don't get some kind of channeling today. We had channeling recently. It's rare on here and in my kitchen. I mean, we don't get a lot of channeling. I do a pretty good job, but we had some the other day. Let's get a tamp. I'm not gonna distribute today for the most part. Don't really need it. And I didn't bring it out today, so. Just make sure it's nice and level. I always check with 4 points like this. Visually, sometimes you could be off and not be able to tell, but when you kind of feel around like this, you can see if the lip feels the same everywhere around, then you should be good to go. Wow, nice little polish today. That looks beautiful. I will show you in a second. Here you see it. Yeah, today it looks really nice. And man, this coffee, wow, the fragrance, the smell of this coffee dry is so good. I don't recall that. Okay, you know what? Today I'm going to pull my shot from this. I don't want to take the chance of this in the middle of the shot. So I'm gonna use the technique they told me to do. Or one of you guys suggested to start from here. I'm gonna do this like this today because I kind of like the other way better, but I don't want to take the chance of this happening. So, but the difference is that as soon as I start pouring in here, basically the puck is being saturated because the water will go directly onto the coffee. So, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna roll with this today. I'm not gonna stress myself. Okay, our temperature is ready. Let me bring you guys in closer. Let me see, right here's a good spot. Lock in the focus. Okay, you should be able to see everything there. Start the Akaya. So yeah, today I'm only gonna measure my time from first drip. So if we get somewhere around, I don't know, 35 seconds, 40 seconds from first drip, should be good. You guys know how I like those long shots. I think they end up cutting some of the acidity and the shot becomes sweeter. Of course, some people like more brightness, more acidity. Everybody's, gonna like something a little bit different. So just experiment, find out what your recipe is gonna be. All right. So I'm gonna start adding my water here. To get the air out. Yeah, I definitely like starting from the bottom better. This method I'm sure you could get used to it the same, you know, but okay. All right, we're gonna go for it. Start my shot at 2 bars, 2.5. I got first drip. Okay, I'm gonna ramp up. Now is when I'm at full pressure. I went up really nice and slow today. I'm at 7.5 bar, maybe 8. I do 45 grams out, so a 1 to 2.5 ratio. I'm gonna ramp down today a little bit here at the end. Okay, all right, 46 grams, 42 seconds. Yeah, it was about, maybe the shot was about, I don't know, 7 seconds longer than I wanted. So it went a little bit long. Okay, no stress, no mess today. So yeah, 43 seconds from first drip. Okay, I didn't make a mess today. Let's purge the water out here. Don't want to forget that. Okay, you could see last time when I did this, I got very little water out and I was already surprised. I'm like, okay, that's odd. And then when I removed the portafilter, there was a watery mess, of course, because I couldn't purge everything out because the plunger was out of place. And then when I started adding water on the top, well, then you saw what happened there. So yeah, didn't go as planned. But today, all right, today we're good. That's why sometimes you gotta push forward, man. Just keep going, keep going. Keep going. You'll figure it out. Okay, what a strange brew session today. It's one of those that I've been complaining and I'm sorry. All right, we'll see what we got. I have a feeling that's gonna be awesome. All right, cheers. Okay, let's talk about first the aroma. So the wet smell, what it smells like now versus dry. I said dry, I was getting like baked bread, like really nice, this great smell of baked bread. Now, okay, which one was it? I remember, well, this was a long time ago, but I remember a coffee that gave me the same kind of sense. Again, baked goods. Again, I'm smelling like a maybe oatmeal cookies. I remember one time that happened. And today I'm getting that same kind of the thing, you know? All right, let's taste it. Yeah, wow, that is wonderful. Man, you just can't, like with these coffees, you just can't go wrong. Like all of them end up being so good. Wow, what is this one? Oh, this one says, I think this one says jasmine. I mean, I think that's what that is. Mango. So yeah, why not? It looks like it's from Yemen. Processing. Yeah, is this the word? Yeah, this is. I think this is the same word. I think this is the word that Google Translate. Let me see if I bring it close. Google Translate told me beer processing. I think this here, and I believe if it is the same word, and I think it is. I'm not gonna go get the other bag to check, but if it is, then Kent told me that means just pretty much it's a how you call that? No, I can't think of the word. Oh my goodness. Okay, give me a second. I need more coffee. Okay. I think he said something about dry berries or something, and it just means it's a natural. Basically, that's it. If you see this, coffee's a natural, and it looks like a natural. It tastes like a natural. I'm totally on board with that. But I will go further than that and say that there's like a bit of fermentation, not with some, not with some kind of cold ferment or anything like that, but just there's a little bit more processing to it. There's a lot of depth of flavor. This is just wonderful. I mean, this coffee is great. It's a lot of depth of flavor. Yeah, I wouldn't water this one down. Maybe we should pull a second shot. I mean, who cares? At this point, this video is like super long. Probably everybody clicked off after like 3 minutes of my ranting and complaining. So I know I'm just here within family. It's just a little club. Again, listen, if you want to be considered like part of the family, I got to get to know you a little bit. So leave me comments. I will get to know your name. If you don't want me to mention you on the videos, probably don't leave comments, because I probably will mention you eventually if I see you enough times. So yeah, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But if you want to be, if you don't mind me sending you a shout out now and then here, or saying something that you left me on a comment, and call you out by name, or look, off with their heads. He's just off with their heads. Nobody knows who this person is. He's just off with their heads. I mean, exactly. You could come up with some kind of name that nobody's gonna know. You could do that too. Cheers. Man, nailed it. Okay, do I want to pull another shot or talk to you guys? I mean, I want to do both. Pull another shot and talk to you guys. But can I set up the camera? Should I set up the camera? No, you know what? Okay, I'm going to keep enjoying this. I'm going to pull another shot. I hope I have another 18 grams. Man, I'm really liking that. But let's do this today. So, all right. Let me see how, let's put the coffee here. I want you guys to be able to see everything. So let me refocus. Maybe from this angle. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, right there you could see what's going on with the Flair. And all right, so look, today, because this is done the proper way, when you remove this, there shouldn't be any water, no drips or anything. It comes out really dry, almost never drips. I always put my hand just in case, but I haven't seen it drip once. After it's really like you purge everything out, you're good. Okay, so that's step one. Now, step two, let's give it a rinse. Oh, I'm gonna pull another shot anyway, but yeah, well, you know what? We're gonna have to do, that's right, a dummy shot. So I'll just do my dummy shot. Give me a second. Again, if you're gonna be doing multiple shots, man, just get a Bianca. I don't know. You could, I shouldn't say that. You could do this fine, just pulling multiple shots. Not that bad. But with the Bianca, I mean, you're just kind of just ready. This like, and it doesn't have to be a Bianca. Just, regular, espresso machine with a pump. You just run it again and put a filter up here and you're good to go. But I'm gonna show you the way I've been doing it on the Flair, because it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Okay, I like always rinsing my portafilter. That's what I'm doing. But of course, when I rinse it, it's gonna get cold. It's gonna lose the heat. So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. Throw out the spent puck. I'm gonna rinse the puck screen. This puck screen that comes with the Flair, I really like it because you can see if it's getting clogged. It's so nice to work with it. But it doesn't, the thing is, it's not gonna protect your machine from getting dirty. It's gonna allow too much residue to go up the puck screen. So, because this puck screen is designed to be more like a shower screen than a puck screen, because there is no shower screen on the Flair. Okay, so now we come in here, we lock it, but of course this is cold now. So what I'm gonna do is a dummy shot. This water's gonna start boiling in here right away. Okay, notice also that the water's not coming through on the bottom, which it shouldn't. That's when I noticed I had a problem for sure. When I started adding the water and I saw it was just coming out the bottom, then I knew, oh, something's wrong. Just like in the beginning, when I had placed the little locking mechanism, I had put it wrong, and it was the same thing that was happening. So again, so I saw that happening and I knew, okay, well, something's wrong for sure. So now we're gonna let the water out. It's just like a dummy shot. And look, this thing came out of place again. So something's definitely still going on. But now I know what to look out for, but still, that's not supposed to be happening. Something's gotta still be out of place. I'm gonna take it apart this weekend and I'll report back on the next Flair Friday. So join us here. Hopefully, I'm gonna have everything sorted and I'm not gonna go on a long rant. And who knows, maybe next Friday what you're gonna see is some kind of a tutorial instead of like a regular brew session. I know that, you know, our family here, they're here for the brew session. They don't care about, you know, they wanna talk about the coffee and the tools and stuff, but not really a tutorial. Everybody knows how this works. Man. Okay, I'm gonna say honey this time. Is that one of the tasting notes? I don't know. I have no idea what any of, like, this has gotta be jasmine and this has gotta be mango. Like, let me see, let me focus on it. Okay. So I'm not sure if you could see from this distance, but you should be able to. This, I'm sure this is jasmine and this is mango. So, but, Maraschino. Hey, it's the same word. So this is some kind of berry. This has got to be berry because, like, if this is berry, then this is berry. The processing, I think it's the same thing, right? So I don't want to bore you guys, but I think you know what I'm saying. At the end there, yeah, perhaps. So berry, something berry. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm onto something. I'm learning Norwegian here. Okay. All right, let's do another dummy shot here. Let's get on with it. This is gonna be a long video and I'm gonna have to edit and I'm all doing all kinds of rants. Let's get all the water out of this thing. Yeah, came off again. Some definitely going on. That never used to happen. So something's definitely still wrong. I thought it was coincidence that it had popped out, but it looks like not because it's happening, yeah, pretty constant. But I don't know. Yesterday or last night when I messed with it and I took it out, I didn't see any of this anything wrong. Like and there's nothing to this. It's like, but something's still going on. All right, I'll figure it out. I'll let you guys know. Okay, for the last little bit, I'm gonna dilute it a little bit, make it into a tiny Americano. Let me refocus. Let's refocus. I want to do a tiny Americano. I don't want to add too much water. I'm gonna try it right here, see if that's good. That's a wonderful shot. Very well balanced. It pulled perfect. So can the Flair 58 pull proper espresso, really nice espresso that you can compare versus anything else? Yeah, absolutely. Maybe even better in some ways. Because water chemistry, you can mess with that. You can do whatever you like. You know, you have constant the pressure. I mean, you could kind of do the same thing with the Bianca though. Like, I can control like more pressure, less pressure, however I want with the paddle. So some people say you have even more control with a lever when you're pressing. You know, to me, I think it's gonna be kind of the same. But, you know, what do I know? All right, let's try this. Wow. That's all I could say. Wow. Okay, now I got a little bit more I can enjoy. Okay, let me bring you back. All right, we're gonna pour another shot. Another shot. Flair Friday, 2 shots. You know, this is a rarity. Doesn't usually happen. I'm thinking if I should start with this, but if it comes, well, now I know what I gotta do. I'm gonna start this time down, like the way I normally do, like this. And when I come up here, I'll be able to fix it if it goes out of place. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, it's not, I mean, getting it into place is pretty easy, but that's not, I don't know what happened. It was not happening, so something must have happened. I've been complaining constantly on the video. This has got to be so annoying. You know, comment below. Is this my most annoying video ever? I don't know, man. All right, let's get on with it. Let's do another shot. Wow, the grind size, I'm not messing with that. That's perfect, 13. Okay, do I have another 18 grams? If not, I'll pick another coffee. We'll see. If I have like 12 grams, it's be perfect for a pour over. So I'll save it for make a small filter coffee. Maybe that's what I should do. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's not a lot left. Let's find out, but it's not a lot left. Let's get it all in here, see what I got left. 25, so, yep, it's not gonna, I don't have enough for both. Yeah, I'm gonna save it for making filter coffee. Yeah, I can do 2 filter coffees, 12 grams each. Yeah, this is 2 nice filter coffees. All right, back in you go. Let me go get another one. You know what, I'm gonna pause the clip. I'll get another clip. All right, we're gonna go with this coffee here. And let's see. Yeah, this one I have a lot more of, so I can definitely have enough of this one. And again, all these ones that are in the bags, I've frozen some of it. So all of these I can revisit. The samples are the ones I'm not gonna freeze. I'm gonna enjoy all of that, and then, you know, so be it. It's a natural product that's meant to be consumed. So what are you gonna do? I wish I could save some forever, but it just doesn't work that way with food. You know, who knows? Maybe wine, maybe liquor, maybe you can keep probably a bottle of scotch for like forever. Like, I don't see why not. Why not? All right, Flair, don't give me any more trouble today. Let's try to make this happen. Okay, so let me have another little bit of this. All right, here we go, 18 grams. Let's do another 18 grams. You know, I looked up some information recently on Kenyan coffees. There's a reason why I did, because I went to a local roaster that I hadn't been to in a long time. Well, you guys are gonna see that video. I might do that on a Sunday. I don't know. You'll see it. You'll see the coffee. I just bought it. I have to rest it. They had just roasted that. I have to give it at least a couple of weeks. It's supposed to be a medium light. And it's a Kenyan coffee. When I saw they had a Kenyan, and this is the Kenyan Double A. I believe that's the same one I brought back from Hinterhoff in Louisville, Kentucky. And so I looked up, what does the Double A mean, right? And it's supposed to be like the highest grade of, I guess, a particular coffee. And it's supposed to be, it says something about the larger beans. So you know how I've always thought like these little smaller beans pack more of a punch and flavor and all this. I'm probably all wrong on that. It looks like the larger beans are considered of higher quality for some reason. I don't know. At least that's what I read from what I looked up. Okay, I have my 18 grams. We're gonna have some fun when I went to go get this bag of coffee. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me get my scale ready and all that. Let's put this back in place. Okay. I said I was gonna try to stop with this, yeah, but not yet. Okay, so yeah, when I went to go get the coffee, okay, does it sit here? No. Okay, when I went to go get the bag of coffee, I decided, you know what, let's try to do like a espresso with the Pietro. We did, oh my God, is this another spoiler? This could potentially be another spoiler. Maybe I shouldn't do it because it's more spoilers. All right, so be it. So be it. We're gonna. What is this video? What is happening today? Okay, here's the Pietro. Okay, that's grind size 0. I recently recorded a video, and I don't know if you've seen it. If you've seen it, then great. So if not, you will see it. But I tried to do espresso with the Pietro. I have heard that you could do a turbo shot with the Pietro, and you can't do espresso. This is the Pro Burst. This is only meant for filter coffee, and it's not supposed to pull espresso. I went at 1 click. Okay, right here you can hear, if I turn it, you can hear a little bit of chirping. If you go to 1, you no longer hear the chirping. So I ground at 1, pulled a shot. It pulled a perfectly awesome. Well, I don't want to spoil too much. I want you to watch the video if it hasn't posted. It pulled a regular shot of espresso. Okay, so you gotta see that. You gotta see it. It's one of the most shocking things that have happened so far this year in my experiments here in my kitchen. So, all right, but let's just say it pulled a shot of espresso. So today I'm wondering if I go to grind size 3, what's gonna happen? Maybe turbo, maybe soup. That's what I'm gonna try. So this could be a spoiler, but hey, whatever. I already brought it. I'm gonna do it. It's what I feel like having. We're gonna push through. All right, let me finish my shot. Man, that's awesome. Okay, so now that I know that I want to hate soup, but I just can't hate it because it turns out that it tastes pretty good. Kind of like an Americano. I still don't know if there's anything to gain by doing soup instead of just turning a nice pulled espresso into an Americano, but we're gonna mess with it today, and I wanna try the Pietro grind size 3, so 3 clicks and see what happens. I don't wanna go to 2 because it's gonna be too similar to 1. Maybe I get another normal shot. I wanna get at least like a turbo. So yeah, depending on what the pressure is looking like, if I go to say like 3 bar, 4 bar, then I will get 55 grams out. So that's gonna be my ratio for a turbo. And if I'm building very little pressure or no pressure, then I'm gonna go to a soup ratio and I'll end up at 65. So usually I do like 45 for a regular espresso, 55 for a turbo, 65 grams for soup. The pressure, of course, varies depending what you are doing, Well, this video is probably gonna go over an hour. It's gonna be so annoying to some people. All my complaining. All right, that was wonderful. I feel so much better now after a little bit of coffee. So I'm ready to push forward. I'm ready for another shot, and then we're gonna talk. I'll set up the camera. We'll talk for a little bit more. Yeah, this video is gonna be 2 hours long. It's like a movie. Okay, so the Pietro. Let me see. Do I have the focus somewhere? You're not gonna be able to. Maybe I can hold it. I never grind like this with this thing. I always kind of hold it against me and kind of slow feeds. I'm gonna use my usual method because I don't want to mess around with some new thing. Okay, so I have my 18 grams. I'll weigh it once I put it in the portafilter. Check retention. So we're at 3 clicks. Okay, let's move forward here. Okay, so 3 clicks. Let's see what's gonna happen today. Again, I don't know if you could see me here, but I kind of hold it up against my hip like this, and I hold it in this angle, and it kind of slow feeds. All right, it looks like I got everything out. It takes a good, wow, like 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes to grind 18 grams with this thing. And the first time, which this is only the second time I try this for espresso, I don't suggest you do it. I just, I'm just experimenting. But yeah, it takes really long. But there you see it. We'll check in a second to see if we got our 18 grams out. Okay, so this by now is like really hot and ready to go. Let's see, I got a little drop of water here. Let me get it out. All right. Okay, this is hot. Okay, pug prep. Okay, I'm gonna check the retention, so. This is now very hot once again. Yeah, today's Friday, Flair Friday is gonna turn out to be a long video. I wonder if I'll have to change this for us into a Sunday video. Depends, if the editing takes really long, I might have to do that because I can't afford to edit like 2 long videos in 1 week. So that's the reason why, the Friday stuff, I keep it different, because I just can't, there's the editing part. It takes too long and I can't do it. I'm sorry. Oh, I remember what happened last time. So yeah, this is not gonna be a lot of fun either. Okay, so I wanna weigh my 18 grams. But now what happens is that your coffee is in this thing, and getting it off this thing into a portafilter was not at all fun. So I wonder if somebody has thought of a better way of doing it. Yeah, let me put this up here. That'll give me a little bit more room. Okay, we're at 0. So now we're supposed to have 18 grams. Let's see. But yeah, getting this off of here was not a lot of fun. I had to tap it like this, and it went really slow. Oh, I remember I put it into the little container from the niche, and that was worse. Yeah, this is a lot better. Oh my goodness, yeah, way better. Oh, you're gonna laugh at me on that other video. Man. But anyway, you always get to see everything. And there you see we have 18 grams. Last time I had a little bit of retention, by the way. Today, no retention today. So, second time I'm gonna try to do espresso with the Pietro. Let me set up so I can do the rest of the pug prep. So yeah, this video could be a total spoiler. All right, so let's try this angle here. And yeah, this video could turn out to be a total spoiler for some of you. If you haven't seen the espresso video with the Pietro, which was very shocking to me, like what happened. But so this is the second time I'm trying it. And although I've been reluctant to say that soup and turbo taste kind of okay, it is it's kind of okay, Now, if there's something to gain versus a regular Americano, I want to experiment with that further and try soup versus Americano on a video and see what happens. Okay, I don't think, what? I want to distribute that. I didn't do such a good job with tapping it into place. All right, so I went to get the Icape tools. I hope I'm saying that right. Again, somebody told me that that's the way you say it, so that's what I've been going with. I'm gonna distribute this into place because it didn't look exactly right. And now since I went to get them, I might as well use the self-leveling spring-loaded tamper. Get a nice tamp in there. And now we're gonna see what happens. Drop the puck screen. Okay, this is nice and hot still, so no worries there. Now on this shot, I am gonna try to start with this down, and I'm gonna allow the water to equalize a little bit. I've talked about that a few times, although I've never really talked about it in length. Yeah, we still haven't had a proper discussion on the subject of equalizing the water. Yeah, I think you guys have a good angle there. Let's see, maybe I should bring it in just a little bit more this way. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so my water on the kettle is at boiling. I'm gonna fill this thing up. Yeah, I definitely like starting like this because I could see the whole chamber is full now. So as soon as I lift my handle up, the water lands on the coffee, extraction kind of begins, right? A little bit of pre-infusion is happening. I know it's almost full. So when I bring this thing up, I know I have to top it off, but just with a little bit of water. If this thing is up, I cannot, be sure how much water I'm adding, and it's part of the reason why I like starting like this. I don't know if I explained that properly, but maybe you get the point, what I'm trying to say there. Okay, so I'm gonna allow the water to sit there for a minute or so. You get my shot glass ready. Get the Akaya ready. Yeah, this video is definitely gonna require quite a bit of editing to cut out some of the nonsense, and this has been crazy. Okay, so I have a feeling when I pull this thing up, most likely it's gonna come out of place. I'm gonna have to wiggle this thing into place, all of that kind of stuff. But we'll see, and I'll report back next week once I take it apart this weekend and have some fun with that. Okay, let me start the time on this one. Okay. Going up. Okay, it did not come out of place this time. So it is where it's supposed to be. Let me top off. You see, but now I know that I only have to add a little bit of water because it was full. So, all right, here we go. In 20 seconds and I'm already pulling my shot. Okay, of course, I'm building pressure though. I'm at 4 bars. I'm at 4 bars. I'm gonna try to do 55 out. There we have it. So I was at 4 bars, so definitely not soup territory. It's more like turbo territory. I finished in 14 seconds from first drip. And of course there was a little bit of pre-infusion happening as well. So I think this is pretty much proper soup territory. This is a proper soup shot. I know it's dripping a little bit. I'm trying to see how it is I mediate this situation. Try to like minimize my mess. So I got a napkin here. Hopefully I catch the few drips. There's a possibility this could be, okay, I caught everything. All right, no stress, no mess. There's a this doesn't look like channeling, but it's a possibility. It could be, it might have been just a little bit of splashing. I don't see any other signs of anything happening anywhere. Just there was a few drops here. We could have had a very very small amount of channeling, or it could have just been dripping, like, I'm sorry, splashing. Okay, so I think this is proper turbo. You guys let me know. So now I know you're gonna need at least 3 clicks to do turbo, because I was at 4 bars, and if I would have pressed even faster, I would have built more than 4 bars, for sure. I would have gone to maybe 5, 6 bars. Maybe at least 5. I could have gone another you know, one more bar out of that. There was, yeah, I'm almost sure. Almost sure. So let's get the rest of the water out of this. And then I'm gonna set up the camera so I can talk to you guys. Okay. All right. So for doing soup, I might have to go to like 5 clicks, maybe another couple more clicks, perhaps 5, 6 clicks. Okay, I can turn off this. I'm gonna unplug everything. You guys know how I do it. Man, this was a crazy Flair Friday. I'm not even gonna try the coffee until we get ready to go here. Okay, so this should be dry, and it is. All right, no stress, no mess today, at least. And now I know what the issue is, and I can work around it, but I shouldn't have to work around it. I need to figure out what's going on with this thing. Let me rinse it. But you see, I'm adding water at the top now, and there's nothing coming out the bottom. So it's in place. Again, I don't know why it keeps coming out of place. It was not a thing before. It wasn't happening all the time. I mean, but now it looks like it's happening all the time. So I have to figure that out. You guys know I rinse it twice. Okay, I can turn off the kettle, rinse it a couple of times. And that's the beauty of the Flair 58. Now it's a quick rinse. You know, it's a quick rinse and you're done. You can put it away. Quick rinse. Now I'll wipe it down a little bit if you want, you know, and you're done. All right, let me set up the phone on the other side. I'll start another clip. Give me a second. All right, okay, so man, don't be surprised if this video ends up showing up on a Sunday, because it just depends if I have enough time to edit to be able to do 2 of these this week. I don't know, we'll see. But here's our turbo shot. You know, did I stop at 55 grams? I think so, but to tell you the truth right now, I don't remember. I think I did. The whole point was 55 grams out, right? Turbo. 65 is gonna be soup, 45 is gonna be my normal espresso. Soup gets about, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 bar, you know, and it needs to end in about 15, 20 seconds. Soup, my understanding is also 15, 20 seconds, but with only like 1 bar. So almost no pressure or no bars, like 0 pressure. Wow, it's intense. I need to add more water. Yeah, it's like, you would not think that this would extract like so much flavor, like, but yeah. Yeah, and right now, it's intense, a lot of acidity. I'm gonna add a little bit of water. Okay, let's see what happens. Cheers. Yeah, better. But now I was second doubting myself. Now I'm second doubting myself even more. I think I did do 55, didn't I? I don't know. I think I did 55. If not, maybe it just needed more water. Yeah, right here is nice. Now this is probably like soup territory, like 65. But by now, it kind of tastes like an Americano. So that's what I keep saying. Like, is there anything to gain by doing a turbo or the soup shot? I mean, just pull a regular shot and add water if that's what you want. If you don't want that more concentrated kind of, you know, thicker kind of coffee, or maybe to mix with milk, you don't want it so watery, right? So that's the whole point of espresso. So yeah, for that matter, you can just pull a regular shot and add water like an Americano, and that's it. Yeah, definitely the first shot was better anyway. Wow, and the smell of that coffee, the first coffee, wow. Yeah, it had such a lovely fragrance, and even in the aroma too. Nothing wrong with this one, but this one's just more, this one's cleaner. I would say this is probably just a washed coffee. I don't remember. I could be all wrong, but I'll take a look in a second. Yeah, it's nice. The first one was better, no doubt about it. Of course, it's a different coffee altogether. So, wow. Now I'm starting to think this is probably gonna have to be a Sunday video, man. But you know, Sundays, the thing is, everybody expects the Bianca, and I don't wanna, you know, I don't wanna change that. People should get what they expect. Okay, so let's see. What does this one say? Also, this one's a Kenya. That's the origin of the year. The way I brewed it, it's a little underwhelming compared to the other ones I've brewed. So I have a feeling I could have done better. Maybe filter coffee is the way to go with this one, and it says washed, and you can kind of see that. Yeah, the other coffee today just blew this one away. Tasty notes, it says, oh, this one's in English. So rose hips, hibiscus, and red berries. I remember this. You would think that this coffee is a lot like more florals, more herbal, but I'm just getting fruitiness with berryness up front. It says red berries, so that's pretty apparent. So definitely on board with that, but I would say it's fruitier than what it signals here, like rose hips and hibiscus. With those tasty notes, I would expect to see something more like herbal, tea, more those kind of qualities. Definitely, I could, the berries, definitely, I'm on board with that. The rest of the notes, I would say like a fruitier kind of thing. Anyway, when I pulled the first shot, I would have loved to have set up the camera and recorded a clip like this in front of the camera as I was talking about the coffee, but I wanted to get things ready. Today, if you have a Flair 58, you saw some of the struggles I went through. Perhaps you can comment and help me out a little bit. If you don't have a Flair 58, you could see that there's some little things with it that, some little things that you got. I wouldn't call it an issue. I mean, like a problem. I wouldn't call it a problem. I would call it just like something that you need to be aware of and look out for. If I figure out if I did something's going on, then I'll report back. So next Friday, and I want to keep this as a Friday, so I'll have to somehow bite the bullet here and edit this for a Friday video, because I want to keep the Sundays more like the Bianca stuff. It's what people are expecting. On Sundays, we can also take the time to do filter coffee and a shot of espresso. So I do that a lot, and I like to do a lot more of that where I do both things. I make a little bit of filter coffee, then we pull a shot. But today, it was all about this issue I've been having. And even before I started recording, I was thinking what should I do? Should I record like a tutorial and go over like the issue I've been having and maybe show people how to put it together, take it apart. And, I played with all these ideas. I almost had paralysis by analysis, but we pushed forward. I tried the Pietro again for espresso. Yes, you can do soup. Yes, you can even do a normal shot of espresso. I mean, I don't see why not. Maybe it would have been a little bit of a fast shot with this coffee. But you can kind of do it. If you have to go really fine for some reason, then maybe not. I mean, it's only gonna give you so much. You could see I'm at 1 click, 2 clicks. I mean, you don't have any room there for going any lower. So, but it definitely works. Now, as far as, flavor separation and all this kind of thing, I don't get that too much. Maybe sometimes I've gotten a hint of that. And I see, man, maybe it's something to it. But, I've pulled plenty of shots like this with the niche, and I can still taste all the flavors. Like, I don't know. One day, maybe I'll reach that level. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice, but the first one, I gotta say, the first one was better. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys a whole bunch. I'm gonna let you go here. It's gonna be a lot of editing on this video, and I have like 3 or 4 clips to go through and see how I shorten things up there a bit, because I rambled a bit too much, like even now. But anyway, the ones that are still here, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys a whole bunch. Like I said, by December, Friday videos, Sunday videos, they're gonna be running at the same timeline. By then, the new vlog channel will be open, and I think for the first at least like 2 months, you're gonna get a video every single Saturday. So after that, depending what's going on in my life and with the coffee channel, which is my main thing, you know, I might, at least I'll do one every other Saturday. Those videos are shorter and just, you know, you'll see it's, or by now, maybe you've seen, I don't know. Yeah, by the time this post, maybe we're already in December and that's already going on. So, but yeah, so by December, we should be going live every now and then. At least, I'm gonna try at least like once a month to do a live video where you guys can participate. And, you know, I plan on doing this kind of setup live videos a lot more than out in the balcony. That's gonna happen maybe 2 or 3 times a year. It's a lot more involved of a type of video, all that setup outside and the way I like having it. And this I do all the time. So it's a lot easier to one day just go live. And most likely it will be either Mondays or Fridays, and it will be somewhere around lunchtime for me, which is around noon. Okay, so whatever time that is, that's Eastern Standard Time here in the US. So yeah, so if you want to participate, I'd love to see you pop in and say hello. But yeah, do at least like one live a month, this kind of setup, talk about something. Hopefully one or 2 of you guys could be there with me and share the brew session live, you know, which will be kind of cool. Then yeah, in December, we should be at it, all of that. So the timeline finally fixed, the new channel up and running, and the lives happening at least like once a month, you know, kind of thing, you know. So yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys a whole bunch. My coffee family here on YouTube. Remember to give the video a like or hype it, or if you could hype it. I don't know. Let's try that. See if that works. Like it, don't like it. Leave me a comment. Thank you for being here with me, and maybe you had a laugh at my expense. But I love that's my main goal, to leave you with a smile on your face after we're done, and a good feeling. Just, you know, something simple, man. We're just making coffee. You know, my worry is like whether the little levers, you know, man, if that was the biggest thing that we had to worry about in life, wouldn't that be wonderful? Like, who cares? At the end of the day, you know, whatever. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully you had a little laugh. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I would love to have you here as part of our little family. And this will be a Friday video. I will make this happen for a Friday. So that means there will be a Sunday video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Sunday.